Talking about children, Australia bans social media for kids. However, skeptics say that it's a useless piece of legislation that has no bite. Now, late last month, Australia passed a law prohibiting all younger people under the age of 16 from using social networks. The providers now have 1 year to introduce an effective age verification process. Otherwise, they will face fines. After all, we see a rise in the number of mental health issues in kids, and that is very much alarming, and it attributes to the fact that usage of social media to be one of the culprits who basically robs the joys of childhood. So is this a good move that could be duplicated in other countries as well? Well, joining me now via Zoom from Sydney, Australia, is one of the advocates for this new law in Aussie, Amy Friedlander, from an NGO called Wait Mate. Now, Wait Mate is a movement requesting parents to hit pause on smartphones for children, at least they're out of high school, that's passing the age of, I think, around 13 or 14. Amy, I appreciate you coming on the show and talking to me on this great initiative. In a fast-paced world, why did Australia want to move to something like this? I understand the importance of better mental health for kids. I mean, everything must not be that bad on social media, right? Why move to a point of banning it rather than regulating it?
Thank you, Mahesh. So look, Australia is taking a leading stance on this issue because, on our own soil, we've had some terrible events recently with young teenage girls, 12-year-olds, taking their own lives from suffering with online and cyberbullying. And, parents are desperate for help in this space. The challenge with social media and smartphones is it's a collective action problem. Until everyone shifts the social norm, it's very hard for anyone to make change because children at the moment will be very socially isolated if they don't have access to what their friends have access to. So the government has taken a very bold leadership stance to give parents some air cover and some assistance in this issue, which really is taking a village. It's not enough just for parents to make rules in their own homes and try to protect their own children. It really requires collective action and a society approach to making change.
Indeed. Well, I know you recommend this move to other countries as well. Tell me, why should other countries, especially developing countries like Sri Lanka, should be thinking in this line?
So the data at the moment shows that there is an absolute mental health crisis for teenagers. So since the rise of a phone-based childhood around 2010, the rates of depression and awful mental health statistics have absolutely done something that they've never done for generations and generations ever before. We can't ignore the impact that a phone-based childhood is having on our youth. And it is impacting the ability to learn and to concentrate in classroom. It is impacting children's ability to have social interactions, face-to-face friendships, to have resilience, to be able to overcome everyday challenges. I'm sure you've heard of the Anxious Generation book that came out this year in March by the social psychologist Jonathan Haidt. He has very eloquently linked the rise of the phone-based childhood and the hours spent on social media, which is significant, 4 to 7 hours per day for tweens through to teenagers. And he's linked these new norms with the crazy, awful things we're seeing for youth. So why should just countries like Australia give children their childhoods back and give kids longer to be kids? All children deserve to have normal childhoods where they can, be kids. They can have experiences where they take risks in the real world and not just in the online world that set them up for more success as teens and adults, people who can actually have relationships and hold jobs and stuff, which the generation, the Gen Zs who've grown up with phones and social media are really struggling with at huge numbers. So we want all children across the world to benefit from what our government has decided to put in place to help our children.
Indeed, this is a first for the world, and let's see how other countries actually react to this as well, whether this will continue to be duplicated in other nations. Thank you very much, Amy Friedlander from WaitMate Australia. Appreciate you coming on the show and speaking to us on that.